It has been a while since I've produced one of these, but welcome back everybody to World Builder, where I create my own custom fantasy world with the help of everyone there at home. So, let's jump back into Lumeros. Last time we talked about the three major powers that be in this world, Vendera, Zehul, and the Kashiro. Now, those are your key players. They are the major factions. But major factions aren't everything. There are also minor factions that take place in various societies and fantasy works. And today, I want to talk about the idea behind those. Now, I will admit that I don't have any planned out currently. I am working on a couple of different ones, but I don't have names, I don't have locations, I don't have things like that detailing their society. But I want to talk about the concept. Now, starting in a major faction is a good idea. A lot of Dungeons & Dragons adventures take place starting in them. Descent into Avernus is a good example. It starts off in the major city of Baldur's Gate, or Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which is set entirely in a major city along the Sword Coast. But not every adventure and a lot of fantasy books do not start in a major city. They tend to start in a much smaller area. And a minor faction is something that's interesting because they have a much larger no. Let's take a look at the opening of Eye of the World, the first book in Wheel of Time. It starts in a location known as the Two Rivers. It's a couple of small towns that house our protagonist Rand and his friends Matt and Perrin. Now, it is this small little town that doesn't know it's part of a larger empire. And right there is a great plot hook. Imagine you're in this small little farming or fishing village that really doesn't have contact with the outside world, and you find out you're part of a much larger thing. Having minor factions is a great way to generate adventure hooks and things like that. Now, when I say adventure hooks, I mean things to kickstart your plot, your inciting incident, and things along those lines. Having a minor faction works in that regard because you can start small, and in Dungeons & Dragons, with the tiers of play, as you rank up in those tiers, as you go from tier 1 to tier 2, you can go out further into the world and expose yourself to these larger adventures and the world at large and help you develop things along that way. It's also a way to bring side quests into your adventure, or even a major quest. If you have this small village that doesn't know it's part of the Empire, and once it finds out, does not want to be a part of the Empire, that's a major quest right there, or just helping out the local townsfolk, things like that. It's an interesting way to start and expand your campaign as you go along, and it's something I plan on building on further as we go along in this series. I know this is like a super quick and short video without much actual world building. It's more talking about adventure hooks and such and going forward. But I do want to make something again in this series, and I want to continue working on this. But join me next time as I plan on redesigning Lumeros into something a bit larger and a bit grander in scale. So, see you next time.